So recently my kitchen got a complete new look, and I have to share this with you. And this is not what you see on the outside in the kitchen. This is inside the cupboards. So my niece, MB, has been working on this project for me. She loves organization. She's so good with it. And she even agreed to filming it so we can share it with you. I let MB decide what she needs for this project, and she basically just went on Amazon and got all of the containers and anything else she needed to do this organization project with. And her own cupboards at home are so nicely organized, so she probably had kind of an idea of, what she would need. But again, Amazon is such a handy place. I know we get a lot of things there, but it's just so handy. They have everything, and, the shipping is free, and it comes in a couple days. So convenient. Here she, of course, is, unboxing everything, and then she'll be washing it. I always like to wash anything new. It was so interesting to me to see what kind of containers she chose. She just added some really cute touches. I love this little green salt container. I admit I've always thought, well, is it worth it to have separate containers for your food? Like, are you just creating more work? Because then you have to, wash them sometimes. But honestly, I really like it. I don't think I'd go back to just having all the bags and the boxes and the random containers in my cupboards. Because, of course, I love the look of it. And it's also really convenient. And I don't wash them all the time. I just clean them or, wipe them off if they get dirty. And I'm pretty sure every now and then if something is empty and I'm ready to refill it, I might, wash it quickly just so it gets washed every now and then. But so far, it hasn't been bad at all in that regard. I'll have a list or links down below in the description box of all of the items that MB is using here in case you want to organize your kitchen and kind of need a place to begin. I thought, again, she did a really good job. We had a few pieces left over, but I can always use those elsewhere. And of course it did cost a couple $100s for all of these pieces. I mean, it was a little bit more than I had hoped, but nowadays everything is just so pricey. And I never did this, like ever since we've been married, I never really invested in anything like this. So I kind of made myself feel a bit better about that, that I thought it's the first time in all of these years. So I think it's high time to, it's okay to spend some money, I guess, and high time to do some organizing. Even as we're editing here, going over all of this video footage, I'm kind of embarrassed how my cupboards actually looked. I can't believe I put up with this so long. I just like it so much better the way it is now, and I can't wait to show you guys the before and after pictures then. MB also checked all of the expiration dates for me. It was amazing the pile of things that were actually outdated. I couldn't believe it, but so goes, I guess, if you have a busy schedule, things just get pushed aside and not taken care of. We have these little spice jars that we sell on the Etsy shop. They have wooden lids, and then we engrave the name of the spice, onto the lid. And this is what I want for my cupboards. I've always thought that would be so neat to just have everything, nicely labeled like that. So that's what she is doing here, is filling those little jars. And of course, there's always going to be, overstock of things that don't, in this case, they don't fit into the spice jars. But I'll show you guys at the end where she put those items, like behind everything. You can't really even see them, but they're still there then to refill. It's, yeah, really convenient. You guys probably see that divider that she put in there. That is really neat. It's extendable, and it's just nice to have two different partitions here instead of just one. For some reason, it's just easier to keep things organized, I think, with having, you know, the two spaces. This pull-out drawer space is probably one of the worst areas in the whole kitchen. I'm almost embarrassed with how it looks, and I can't wait to show you what it looks like after she's finished here. We have a few of these drawers in our kitchen that we call anything drawers. I mean, there's literally anything in here, random things that don't really even fit into a kitchen, I guess, but it's still convenient to have it up here. If I need, a screw quick to, fasten something or hang something up. There's screwdrivers in here along with, other tools, just to name a few items, as you can see, but it definitely looks a lot better than it did before. Here is another anything drawer, and this one has more, you know, the pencils and the scissors and the paper in it. So as you can probably see, this makeover didn't happen all in one day. In fact, it probably stretched over the course of a couple of months. I believe it was almost winter time when it started. Just whenever MB had time, she worked on it, and we ended up ordering some more things just to finish things up here. I think one of my favorite things in the kitchen is this double layer Lazy Susan. It's where we store, you know, our vitamins, and she did have to move a shelf in the cupboard in order for it to fit, but it's so worth it. It's just the smooth Lazy Susan, just keeps things so nicely organized. Here's another anything drawer, and this one has mostly electronics in it, which we actually opted to not have here anymore. I never had enough space for my recipe books or cookbooks, so we're going to use this drawer for that, along with the one beside it. But I'll just find a new home for some of these electronics. As I'm seeing this video, I'm thinking, how do things accumulate like this? But I guess with, you know, 4 people living in the same house and they all have their different electronics or gadgets, things that need charged up, things just kind of get thrown in here, and I feel like most of these items never even get used. MB did a good job of a hopeless drawer like this. She just used or took some of the cords that were all, you know, that were different from each other, made sure there was one of each, kind of kept those, and then the rest of the things she stuck in a box that we all went through and just checked to make sure there's nothing we still want, and then we, you know, got rid of it. I'm sure you can tell by now that MB is really good with organization, but here she is sorting through my recipes, and she'll be putting all of my recipes in a binder for me, something I should have done, you know, years ago. Just never got around to it. But it's so nice to have them all together in a binder. I love it. I would advise any of you to do the same thing if you have your recipes kind of in a disarray like mine were. It's just so much quicker to find things. The space underneath the island, as you can see, is a place where we store just, you know, random things. And being that the island is kind of open, there's just netting over the doors, you can kind of see into it. And when I made this island years ago, I thought this would probably last a couple years for us, and then we'd get, you know, the real thing. But here we are years later, still using it. Of course, it does, you know, function well for us. I guess that's why we haven't replaced it. But it is our dream someday to do a kitchen remodel where we, you know, replace the cabinets and countertops. But for now, this will do. So let's take a look at before and afters. I am loving my new kitchen. It almost feels like a new kitchen. It's just amazing to come in here and cook. Like, I feel I have more mood to do things in the kitchen since everything is nicely organized. Thanks so much to MB for doing this. I could not be happier with how it looks. She did an amazing job. Hopefully this inspired you to maybe do the same thing. I mean, you wouldn't have to do it all at once because I know it's kind of costly, you know, buying all of those containers. But like I mentioned before, I've never done that in this kitchen, so I felt it was high time to, you know, do something with it. So I hope your day is going great. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.